your daily space to listen, learn, and connect.
Space English. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Leo.
And I am Sarah. We are so happy you are hanging out with us today. Grab your coffee, your tea, or your water, and let's practice some English.
How has your week been, Sarah? Have you been busy?
Oh, Leo, I have been so busy. I feel like I am working all day, but at the end of the day, I look at my list and think, what did I actually finish today?
I know exactly how you feel. It is the trap of being busy instead of being productive. You are moving fast, but you are not going anywhere. Exactly. And that is why I am so excited about our topic today. Today, we are talking about habits to improve your workflow. Before we define what a workflow is, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this podcast with a friend who is learning English.
So, Leo, let's explain that word for our listeners. What is a workflow?
A workflow is simply the steps you take to get your work done. It is your system. If your system is messy, your work is hard. If your system is smooth, your work is easy.
Today, we are going to share some amazing tools and habits to make your system incredibly smooth. We want to help you save time so you can enjoy your life, travel, or just relax.
Let's start with a very famous idea. It is called the 80-20 rule or the Pareto Principle. Have you heard of this, Sarah?
I have, but can you explain it for our listeners?
Of course. The 80-20 rule says that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts.
That sounds crazy. So most of the things we do all day don't really matter.
Exactly. Let me give you an example from my life. When I am doing video editing, I can spend 3 hours changing the color of one tiny shadow in the background. Does the audience notice the shadow? No.
Right. They notice the story, the music, and the main visual.
Exactly. So the color of the shadow is part of the 80% that doesn't matter much. The main story is the 20% that creates the real magic. This is why prioritization is so important.
Prioritization means deciding what is most important and doing that first. If you are learning English, you don't need to memorize every single word in the dictionary. That is a waste of time.
True. You prioritize the most common 1,000 words. That is your 20% effort that will give you 80% of your conversational fluency.
Okay, so we know what is important. Now, how do we organize our day to actually do it?
For me, my calendar is my boss. I use a habit called time blocking.
Time blocking. What does that look like on your computer?
Instead of having a long, scary list of tasks, I block out specific hours on my calendar. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., I block that time only for writing scripts. From 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., I block that time only for answering emails.
I love that. Because if you don't block time for emails, you check your email every 5 minutes all day long.
Exactly. And that ruins your focus. Another great habit that goes with time blocking is task batching. Batching means grouping similar things together.
Oh, I do this. Let me explain. If I need to cook chicken, rice, and vegetables for my week, I don't cook one meal every single day. That takes too much time in the kitchen.
Right? You cook it all on Sunday?
Yes, I batch my cooking. I cook all the chicken, all the rice, all the vegetables on Sunday afternoon. It saves me hours during the week.
It works the same for digital work. When I edit videos, I don't edit one video from start to finish. I batch the tasks. First, I cut the audio for 4 videos. Then, I apply my favorite pack dilutes, my color filters, to all 4 videos at the same time. It is so much faster.
So we have prioritized our tasks, and we have time blocked our calendar. Now, we have to actually sit down and do the hard work.
This is where we need deep work. Deep work is a term for working without any distractions. No phone, no social media, no music with lyrics. Just pure focus on a difficult task.
Deep work is very hard in the modern world. Our phones are always ringing. How do you train your brain to focus?
I use the Pomodoro Technique. It is a very simple tool for beginners. You set a timer for 25 minutes. For those 25 minutes, you do nothing but work. You don't check your phone. You don't look at Instagram.
And what happens when the 25 minutes are over?
You take a 5-minute break. You stand up, drink some water, look out the window. Then you start another 25 minutes.
I use Pomodoro when I study. It helps me so much because 25 minutes does not feel scary. I can focus for 25 minutes.
And the beautiful thing is, if you do a few Pomodoros in a row, your brain enters the flow state.
The flow state, that sounds very peaceful.
It is. The flow state is when you are so focused on what you are doing, you forget about time. You forget you are hungry. The work just flows out of you naturally. It is the same feeling as playing a great game of sports or catching a perfect wave while surfing. You are totally in the moment.
We have shared some intense habits today, but I want to talk about something easier. I want to talk about micro habits.
Micro habits, very small actions.
Yes. To build a good routine, you have to focus on eliminating friction. Friction is anything that makes a task difficult to start.
Give me an example of eliminating friction.
Let's look at personal health. I used to be a personal trainer, so I know how hard it is for people to go to the gym in the morning. When your alarm rings at 6 a.m. and your gym clothes are hiding in a dark closet, that is friction. You will stay in bed.
So how do you eliminate the friction?
You put your gym shoes and your clothes right next to your bed the night before. You fill your water bottle. When you wake up, the clothes are waiting for you. There is zero friction.
That is a brilliant micro habit, and we can do that for work too. Routine automation is the digital version of that.
What do you mean by automation? Like robots?
Kind of. Routine automation means using software to do the boring things for you. For example, if you do affiliate marketing or run a business, you don't need to post manually on Instagram every day. You can use a tool to automate your posts for the whole month.
Oh, that is so smart. You do the work once and the system does the rest.
Exactly. Eliminate the friction, automate the boring stuff, and save your energy for the deep work.
Wow, Leo. If our listeners use even just 2 of these habits, they are going to save so much time every week.
I agree. Let's quickly review the vocabulary we learned today.
We learned about the 80-20 rule to prioritize our tasks. We talked about time blocking and task batching to organize our day.
We explained deep work, the flow state, and the Pomodoro Technique to help us focus. And finally, we talked about eliminating friction with micro habits and routine automation.
Now, it is time for the weekly challenge. We want you to take action.
This week, we challenge you to try the Pomodoro Technique. Next time you sit down to study English, set a timer on your phone for 25 minutes. Put your phone in another room and just focus. See how much you learn.
It will change your life. And now for our community question. We love hearing from you in the comments.
Tell us below, what is your biggest distraction when you are trying to work or study? Sarah, is it social media? Is it your family? Is it the refrigerator? Let us know. We read all your comments. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, guys. You are doing amazing.
Have a beautiful, productive week. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.